This changes everything for the New England Patriots as we have some massive injury updates as Mike Vrable has officially given us the injury designations for Sunday's AFC Championship game. We've got some good news, but we've got even more bad news. We'll let you know what we mean by it all right here on Patriots Digest. Welcome everybody. I'm Jace Andrews. I appreciate you tuning in to today's show. Let's not beat around the bush and go right into the breaking news. Outside linebacker Harold Landry is out for Sunday's game, according to Mike Vrable. Landry did not practice at all this week. He was limited in participation in prior weeks, only played in 11 snaps in the prior game against the Houston Texans, and it's just not there for him. And so they make the decision that he will not be active for the AFC Championship game, which stinks. He was the sack leader for the Patriots in the regular season and will be a major blow to the defense. We're going to break that down here in today's show. But on the brighter side of things, Matt Collins and his abdomen injury, Carlton Davis with his concussion protocol injury, and Marte Mapu with his hip injury are all questionable for Sunday's game against the Denver Broncos. We have even better news on Carlton Davis that we'll break down, plus a roster move that Mike Vrable announced during his press conference today as well. Lots to break down, lots to dive into, but we have to start with Harold Landry. That is a huge blow to the New England Patriots, and while I want to sit here and be, positive that, hey, he hasn't played that well in the postseason, and, it's not that big a deal, it's more the leadership factor for me for Harold Landry and the fact that he continuously tried to push and tried to play through it. And he's missed one game all year. He missed the final game of the regular season. And, well, the Patriots won. The defense looked fine. I'm not saying the defense is going to take a detriment blow because of the loss of Harold Landry, but it's definitely not something I want to have in what is a game to go to the Super Bowl. Now, before we get into the rest of today's news, this video is brought to you by Kalshi. If you download Kalshi using the link in the description and you use code DIGESTNFL, you're going to get $20 when you trade your first 100. Kalshi is the largest prediction market in the United States, and on their platform, you can trade yes or no on real-life events such as sports, news, elections, pretty much anything. Now, whether you're in California, Texas, or anywhere across the country, Kalshi is now live in all 50 states. For sports fans, we can trade on game outcomes, playoff chances, or player performances, all on a regulated market where you can cash out at any time. Now, let me look at the AFC Championship matchup. We can trade on the winner of the first half. If I believe that New England's going to win the first half, I can trade on them right now. $100 will get me $170 back. It's genuinely the smarter way to use your sports or news knowledge. And once again, you can close positions whenever you want. Again, download Kalshi with the link in the description. And don't forget to use this code DIGESTNFL to get your $20 bonus. Harold Landry is a huge blow. There's really no way around it. We look at his regular season stats, and we can see why he had such a fantastic game. 15 games played, obviously missed the back half of missed the last game of the season, a couple in between there as well. But it's more or less the leadership factor that he presented, how good of a start to the season he had, and how beat up he has been since, honestly, week 12 is when this injury kind of really started to bug him. He was being limited in practice and having rest days pretty much every single week. He had 10 TFLs and 1 forced fumble in the regular season, but the bad news, good news is that has not translated to the playoffs just yet, and it might not. We can see here throughout his first 2 games, he hasn't really done much. 4 tackles, 3 of those solo, 1 assist. He does have a stuff in the backfield. So, it's just not what we saw in the regular season. And he missed the final game of the regular season. And coming back, he hasn't looked the same. And that's just something to note. And I think when you add on top of the fact that his backup, Anfernee Jennings, has looked fantastic, then this is the right decision. Even if he was available to play, it's better to start Anfernee Jennings. It's better to let Harold Landry rest. He hadn't practiced all week, and I don't think there's a reason, as much as I want to say he is, a leader of this team, there's not a reason to put somebody out there who hasn't practiced all week and is injured over a guy who has been balling in the AFC postseason thus far. Anfernee Jennings is playing his best ball at the best time. 7 total tackles, 4 of those solo, 3 assisted, and has a sack in each of the games the Patriots have played in thus far. And he's obviously caught the eyes of not just people watching the game and Patriots fans around the nation, but he's also caught the eye of Mike Vrable. In fact, Anfernee Jennings will be a game captain for this week. Now, Vrable called him an easy pick given the way he has approached this season in terms of taking on multiple responsibilities and making the most of his opportunities and honestly making the most of his situation as well. I mean, we go back to the beginning of the season, Anfernee Jennings was on the trading block. Kyle Duggar and Anfernee Jennings, they were basically, sayonara, we're going to see y'all later. And yet, he's still here. And not only is he still here, he knocked out on the noise. He kept it out, and he has put his head down and played ball. And he has been fantastic in this Patriots playoff run, and I'm super excited for him. I'm happy he's going to get the start. I'm going to be honest. I love Harold Landry. I'm glad he's in there, but I'm happy that we are going to see Anfernee Jennings get the start. He deserves it. Played fantastic against the Houston Texans, and the confidence is there, which is such a huge thing. I mean, you talk about I'm not going to put it so good, how hot you are getting into the playoffs, how good you look, how motivated you are, and Anfernee Jennings seems to be one of the most motivated of the bunch. K'Lavon Chaisson is also in that realm. He has played fantastic throughout the postseason, but overall, this Patriots defense and the way that it's held true just shows the confidence they have in themselves, the confidence they have in each other, and the confidence they've had pretty much all season, but it's finally coming out in a very big way. Now, a couple of things to note with the injuries. Harold Landry played just 11 snaps last week. If this does go on, if he is not able to practice, if the Patriots win this game, let's put that first, Patriots have to win this game. There is a point to say that if he can't play in the Super Bowl, if that is a thing, his roster spot might be useful somewhere else, and an IR stint might be available. I'm not going to put that out there, but again, we do have to just kind of sit around, wait and see what the decision is for basically the input on him. Now, we also have a couple of good updates here. As we get into that, Garrett Bradbury, the Patriots center, he was out yesterday. It was recognized as an illness. He is back today and did not have an injury designation for the game, so it looks like he'll be good to go. Marte Mapu returned to practice today for the Patriots. Harold Landry was not there, but Carlton Davis was out of his red non-contact jersey. That's a huge thing for the New England Patriots. Obviously, getting him back on the field is a huge thing. This past week, he had a top 5 PFF grade in terms of the Patriots players. He was third with an 84.4, also had 2 interceptions, and the cornerback and safety room dominated last week. Del Pettis, Craig Woodson, Christian Gonzalez, Carlton Davis III, they were all top 4 in the PFF graded players. Hopefully that's the same way, especially with Jarrett Stidham as the quarterback. You want to try and put him in knots. Now, I don't expect him to look as bad as CJ Stroud, which is saying something, but I do think that he can go out there and compete. And for the Patriots, that secondary, if they can disguise their coverages, if they can do the right thing to make Jarrett Stidham question each and every throw, then you're going to be in a very good spot. And Carlton Davis is a big piece of that. You remember last week, Christian Gonzalez, he had the concussion. He was out the first day of practice with the red non-contact jersey. 2 days after, though, he had the regular jersey on for Thursday and Friday practice. Davis wore the red non-contact jersey for 2 days of practice. He is questionable. I highly, highly, highly anticipate him playing, though. I would actually be shocked if he didn't. And then, of course, Mack Hollins. I think that he is one that is truly questionable, is truly a game-time decision. We don't exactly know when the Patriots will be able to make that decision this season. He really turned it on as of late. His last little bit was really his best part of the season. When Kayshon Boutte went out, he was Drake Maye's deep threat. He played fantastic, and having him and Kayshon on the field would be absolutely fantastic. I would really like to see them both on the roster, both out there. We haven't got to see kind of them both be at their top level, because when Kayshon Boutte started to do well, Mack Hollins was struggling. Then Boutte went down with the injury, and Mack Hollins jumped up, and then Boutte came back, and Mack Hollins promptly got injured. So hopefully we can see them both out there on the field. I think that would add another dimension to Josh McDaniels' offense, and the hope is that can be a good thing for the Patriots. And so I do want to ask you a question with Mack Hollins, and obviously talking about the wide receivers. Who is going to be the X factor for the Patriots versus the Broncos in this Sunday's AFC Championship game? You got a name in mind you're watching? We'll put your answer in the comments section down below. I'm curious for your 2 cents. Who's going to be your X factor for the Patriots versus the Broncos on Sunday? For me, it's going to be the ability of TreVeyon Henderson. I think the running game and getting that going is so huge for the offense. And for as much as the running game worked last week, TreVeyon just couldn't get stuff going. If he can get something going, he can get a big run. He can get something on the offense kind of moving. I feel like you got to feel confident in the way this team is playing and the way they can go out there and get the win. One final note, the roster move that I was talking about early on in the show, Alex Barth has it here. Mike Vrable says the Patriots have released edge rusher Darrell Taylor from the practice squad. Now, Taylor signed last week after sitting most of the year with the Texans. Ultimately, though, they released him this week. Again, that does lead me to believe that they might be looking for an edge rusher to jump in there for Harold Landry, should that be a problem in next week's, or excuse me, 2 weeks from now, hopefully when the Patriots are playing then as well. But really excited for this game. Really excited for the potential of Matt Collins to return. I expect Carlton Davis to play. Vermate Mapu, I'm going to want him to play. Don't get me wrong. I think he obviously is a really big depth piece. But at the end of the day, Robert Spillane, Christian Ellis, and Jack Gibbons, honestly with TreVeyon as well, have been playing very good in that linebacker room. Alongside Anfernee Jennings, you feel pretty comfortable with what you got here and what you got there in your middle level. That's what we got for you here today on Patriots Digest. We do appreciate you watching. We'll see you next time here on the show. Peace out, guys.